I picked up girls from the street, from the supermarket, on the way to work. And I've done that in clubs for 13 years. In this video, you're gonna learn how to do that. But first, I'll tell you why you shouldn't. So, I used to be a guy who was so shy around women, I would not be able to, even if she was inviting me, to show that I was interested, that I was attracted. I felt so shy, I felt so afraid to show her my attraction. And it all went to this moment where I was sitting with my friends. They had their girlfriends over, watching this movie, and halfway through the movie I just hear them kissing, I hear everyone having a great time while I'm by myself. And I felt horrible. So after that, I decided that I'm no longer gonna be alone because I felt so lonely. I'm going to learn how to go out and meet a girl. And so I did. I did it. I read a lot of books. I took courses. I had coaches just to feel more attractive, just to feel like the guy who is deserving of a girl, of a woman. And I learned all the tricks, I learned all the tactics, and they worked. And I went on hundreds of dates and had a lot of fun. But the problem was that even though I was chasing this girl and then the next one and went on this date and that, I never felt fulfilled. It was always like there was something that needed to be done before I could feel good enough. So because of all my knowledge, because of all my then experience, I would just go out and have a new girl, go on a new date, but it never worked. I just kept feeling worse, actually. And it felt so bad at the point I hit rock bottom. I was smoking weed to distract myself from the emotions. And at some point, I just couldn't get it. I was talking with my friend, I was crying, I was going to the bathroom, throwing up. And I decided that I'm not going to continue on this journey. And at the moment I didn't know where the journey was gonna take me. But what happened was that I began to meditate. I began to really look within and face, you could say, all of these inner demons, all of these, well, not all of them, I'm still growing, but all of these things that up until that point had been telling me you're not good enough. Because what I realized was I've been working so hard on myself to become this attractive guy, but it was all just layers on top of new layers instead of actually dealing with the stuff that was initially telling me that I was not good enough. So 2 years ago, I decided to quit my job. I went traveling the world and I helped 12 guys, 12 shy guys, to be able to naturally meet women. Because that's what I've been feeling lately. I've been feeling like I don't need any of these strategies. I don't need pickup lines. I don't need to go on dating apps and just hope for something because I just leave my house. And it's not like I have to force myself to actually meet a woman. I feel pulled. I feel like her beauty, her attraction just gets me to walk over. And that's the wonderful of it. That's the nature. So this has become my journey. And what I've been realizing. And I will tell you how you can do that because, like Jim Carrey said, I want everyone to become rich and famous so that they realize it's not gonna be it. Well, let me be the guy who tells you that I want every guy to be able to, pick up girls from wherever he goes, just so he knows that that's not going to be the thing that's gonna make him feel like a man. But hey, I'm gonna tell you how to do it, but just hold on a moment. I wanna share with you why I still believe this should not be your big goal. Because I told you about going within, yeah? So the problem was that when I was little, probably you as well, you've been told that you are not able to do this thing or that thing because, your parents. And because you were young, you listened to your parents because you wanted them to take care of you. And if you didn't listen, then, well, maybe they will not take care of you, and since you were a little kid, you will die. But that's not the thing anymore. You're an adult, but you still think that if I don't do the thing, then I'm going to be punished. So what you learned when you were young is that you learned how to punish yourself so that you're not getting punished by your parents. And this is what this inner critic, this is the voice that says, you should not talk to her. This was really bad. And if you don't talk to her, and the voice says, I should have done it. You suck, I'm stupid. This voice, this is the one that you learned when you were young to protect you from not getting that from the outside. But there's no one who's going to punish you, man. But the voice still thinks that. So this is the problem. And this is the thing that we need to solve. And it's not solved by resistance. It's not solved by trying to fight it. Because this is the problem with most of the, you could say, dating advice out there today, which is that you should just force it. You should just, just do it, bro. But the issue with that is that it's so difficult to just do it when your whole nervous system is just screaming no. And there's no wonder then if the guys who do that, I was one of them, just feel burned out, just feel like horrible after, because it's so difficult to just be myself when I have my whole body just saying no. No. So the way is different. The way is something that I teach, which is called the inside-out approach. And this way is where you go within yourself. You start to face that inner critic. You start to give that inner critic what it actually needs, which is self-compassion, which is an embrace, which is just acceptance and acknowledgement, just saying to yourself like, man, it's okay, you feel afraid. Because that's the thing, it feels afraid, it feels hurt. And just by saying that, you relax, you get calm. And this is the way, because now you start to feel safe within yourself. And now you're no longer going out to meet someone to give you any sense of safety, because this is what I used to do. I used to go out and used to basically go up to girls. It was not what I was saying, but I was implying, please like me, please like me. Because if they did, then I would feel good. Because then I would feel validated. I would feel like, oh yes, I'm enough. But it's endless. It doesn't work. And even if you meet a girl, which I did multiple times, which is going to give you that, it just doesn't work in the long run, man. Because she doesn't want to be with a kid, She doesn't want to be with a little child who's like, please, mommy. And she's going to lose attraction. So you give yourself this with compassion. When you've been giving yourself this with compassion, you feel safe, you feel stable, you feel calm, and that's when you can approach her with abundance. You can approach her with energy which is positive, which is an energy where she feels like, wow, I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel safe. And when she feels safe, well, that's when the legs open. But that's when she feels comfortable and she wants to, take you in. Make sense? Great. Now, I promised you I'm going to teach you how do you pick up girls for real. Now, the first step that you do is that, well, you need to understand why you are doing this. And I know you're looking for like the quick tip, we're going to get there, but you need to understand, why am I doing this? Because it's going to get hard, I'm not going to lie. It's you're gonna have moments where you go out, you have rejection after rejection, you're like, what the fuck, why am I doing this? Like, I don't get it. And if you have your why, you will know why you're doing this. You will know that every rejection is just making me feel more secure within myself if I use it as a growth, if I can align myself more. So I fail to success. And the more, this is funny, the more you work on yourself and the more you give yourself this sense of safety, the less rejections you will actually experience. So I have a student named Theodore, and man, this guy, I think he approached like 30 girls, like not even 25 girls, and he found his soulmate. And he went on multiple dates before that. So you don't have to do the, thousands of approaches that I did if you learn the real stuff first. But you want to learn how to pick up girls? I get it, I wanted it too, so let's continue. So you have your why, and this why is gonna help you to actually know how to push through. Now, the second thing is you gotta realize, well, what is the what? What do you want? So what do you want? Is it a girlfriend? Is it just having casual sex? Is it meeting multiple women? Is it meeting one woman? What is it that you want? Because when you know what you want, well, my business coach is talking about, he's saying clarity is power. And when you know what you want and you focus on that, it's kind of funny. The universe has a way of kind of showing it to you. So when you get clear on your what, it helps you to know what you're going for. And that's really going to help you. Sorry about that. So now you know what you want. You know your why and know your what. So now what is the how? Well, I'm going to ask you, how do you meet a woman? It's pretty simple. You see a woman, you go up to her, and you say something. And that's it. It's not rocket science. But the problem that most guys fail with, and I also failed with so many times, is that I don't go out where there are women. So I'm not going to be in a place where I can find girls. Let me just fix the light a little bit. Perfect. And so yeah, so just stay home, just hang out with the guys, and nothing happens. So put yourself in situations where you're going to meet women. That could be in a cafe, that could be on the street, that can be in a social event. It can be anywhere, and that's the beauty of it. When you're learning how, through practice, cold approach, then you can just go up to anyone. Now you might say, well, what do I say? Super easy. I've done this for 13 years. I've been testing all pickup lines that I learned from the game. Like one of them was going up to girls in a club and I would say, did you girls see this fight outside? They're like, what fight? It was this homeless guy and it was this, this other guy and we're fighting. And they're like, what? What kind of... And we just did that, just to kind of start the interaction. And I've also just went up and I just said, hi, what's your name? Or, hi, you're attractive, or hi, you're cute, what's your name? And what I found is that it doesn't really matter. As long as you go up and you say what's on your mind, that's the thing that's going to yield you the most fun and also the most results over time. And if you don't know what to say, just say, hey, I think you're cute. That's super basic. Now, you need practice, because unless you have someone who is coaching you, someone who's telling you, giving you feedback, then you're going to need a little more practice than Theodore. And what I recommend is to write down every start of the week. You write down, or you set a goal, I'm going to do 15 to 20 approaches. So I'm going to talk with 15 to 20 women over this week. And from there, you write down how many did I actually do. So was it 20, was it 25, was it 10? How many numbers did I get? How many dates did I go on? And whatever your goal is, relationship, sex. I wrote down sex because that was my goal, one of the pickups, that's probably yours. And then I did this week after week. And what this helps you with is that you understand where you're missing out. It gives you direct feedback because numbers don't lie. So you know, okay, I only did 5 approaches and I went to no dates. All right, I need to up my approaches. And if you did 20 approaches, no numbers, okay, there's something off with my approach. So I need to learn how to approach. And that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much how you go up. Say whatever you want to say. You share whatever's on your mind. And the most important thing that you can take with you is to lead. And that means to take the next step and the next step and the next. So you always want to have a plan. And when you know what you want, then you can backtrack it. So you can tell yourself, okay, I want to have sex. That's what you want. All right, to have that, I need to be back at my place, right? To do that, I need to be on a date. To have that, I probably need to get a number. To have that, I probably need to have her interested. All right, so there you have it. That's your next steps. And then you just lead her on those steps. Hey, I gotta go, but what's your number? Hey, you wanna have a drink? Hey, you wanna go back and listen to music? You already have the next step in mind because you realized what you want. And that's it. There's no more complication around it. There's no tactics needed. If you're just being honest with yourself, what you want, and then expressing that to her, you're gonna be surprised how many women are actually interested in the same thing as you. You're gonna be surprised, man. Now, to get started with this, I know you can feel afraid. I know there's, you can think a lot. I'm gonna mess up, whatever. And to help you with that, I'm gonna share with you for free the first step of the inside-out approach, so that when you're at home, when you're out there, when you don't approach her, when whatever happens, you go within yourself and you can give yourself this compassion, you can give yourself this safety, so that when you are then experiencing something, you can handle it. If you see the girl, you can go for it. If you don't approach, you don't beat yourself up. You're still feeling all right, then you can take the next opportunity. I'm gonna give it to you for free. Just click the link down below, write your email, I'll send it to you right away. And if you're not already subscribed, man, then what are you waiting for? All right, thank you for watching. Ciao.